Hello and welcome to episode number 6 of this series dedicated to medieval Asia. Over the past few weeks, we've been looking at this era, from the rise of empires to kind of like the daily life of people.
And today, we're going to be focusing on a pivotal event that marked a turning point in Chinese history, the fall of the Song dynasty and the Battle of Yamen in 1279.
Yeah, the Battle of Yamen is often portrayed as a desperate last stand. This epic clash where a vastly outnumbered Song force faced the full might of the Mongol-Yuan dynasty. But there's more to this story than just the numbers.
Absolutely. To truly understand Yamen, we need to understand the context, the decisions made by both sides, and the ripple effects this battle had on the course of Chinese history.
So let's rewind then to the years leading up to the battle. The Mongols, under Kublai Khan, had established the Yuan dynasty and were rapidly conquering vast swaths of territory.
The Song dynasty, once a powerful and prosperous empire, was in retreat. Their capital had fallen, and even their young emperor had been swept up in the chaos.
So from this turbulent period, two figures emerge. Zhang Shiji, a Song general tasked with the seemingly impossible mission of preserving the dynasty, and Zhao Bing, a 7-year-old boy who became the emperor, a symbol of a fading empire.
The Song court's flight south was a harrowing journey marked by hardship, betrayal, and internal strife. One incident that really stands out is the role played by a Muslim merchant named Pu Shujing.
Yeah, Pu Shojin's refusal to provide ships to the fleeing Song court forced them to resort to stealing vessels. This act not only highlighted the internal divisions within the Song, but also has strategic implications as it strengthened the Yuan's naval capabilities.
The death of the older emperor, Zhao Shi, during this arduous flight further demoralized the Song and left the young Zhao Bing as the figurehead of a dynasty, really teetering on the brink of collapse.
Facing relentless pressure from the Yuan forces, the remnants of the Song dynasty found themselves cornered at Yamen, a bay in southern China.
Yamen was to be their final stand, a last-ditch effort to repel the Mongol advance.
And it was here that Zhang Shiji, recognizing the dire circumstances and the low morale of his troops, made a fateful decision. He ordered the Song ships to be chained together, creating a massive, interconnected fleet.
This tactic, while unconventional, reveals a lot about Zhang Shiji's strategic thinking and the challenges he faced. He was acutely aware that his troops were outnumbered and demoralized. Chaining the ships together prevented individual vessels from deserting, essentially forcing them to fight as one.
Right? Some historians argue that this decision, while born out of necessity, ultimately limited the Song fleet's maneuverability and played into the hands of the Yuan commanders.
Yes, it was a gamble. A calculated risk based on the understanding that a traditional dispersed fleet would likely be overwhelmed by the superior Yuan forces.
But the Yuan forces, led by the experienced commander Zang Hong Fan, were not simply going to charge headlong into the chained Song fleet. They had their own strategic objectives and a keen understanding of naval warfare.
The Yuan blockade of Yamen was a crucial first step. By cutting off supplies, they intended to weaken the Song forces, both physically and psychologically. Depriving them of food, fresh water, and other essential provisions would, over time, erode their ability to fight effectively.
Imagine the conditions aboard those ships. Dwindling supplies, growing hunger and thirst, and the constant fear of attack. It's a testament to the Song soldiers' endurance that they were able to withstand these hardships for as long as they did.
But the Yuan had a more dramatic weapon in their arsenal, fire ships. These vessels, packed with flammable materials, were set ablaze and steered towards the enemy fleet, aiming to create chaos, panic, and ideally ignite the chained Song ships.
However, the Song had anticipated this tactic and had taken steps to counter it. They had coated their ships with fire-resistant mud, a testament to their resourcefulness and adaptability.
This early success thwarting the fire ship attack may have given the Song a glimmer of hope, but the Yuan, under Zhang Hong Fan's command, were not easily deterred.
Zhang Hong Fan recognized that a direct assault on the chained Song fleet, even if successful, carried the risk of allowing some ships to break free and escape. He sought a decisive victory, the complete annihilation of the Song naval force.
And that's where his understanding of not just military tactics, but also the psychological dimension of warfare comes into play. Instead of another frontal assault, he chose a more cunning approach.
He ordered his troops to play festive music, creating a surreal atmosphere where the sounds of celebration and revelry drifted across the water towards a besieged and starving enemy.
This psychological tactic was designed to create confusion, lower the Song's guard, and perhaps even instill a false sense of security. Was it a celebration of the Yuan's inevitable victory? Were they simply trying to demoralize their opponents? The song, already weakened and on edge, may have misinterpreted the music as a sign of Yuan complacency.
But it was a ruse, a calculated maneuver that set the stage for Zhang Hong Fan's final devastating attack.
Under the cover of darkness and the deceptive lull created by the music, Yuan soldiers concealed themselves beneath large cloths on their ships, waiting for the opportune moment to strike.
As the Yuan ships approached the Song fleet, the music abruptly ceased. The silence, punctuated only by the lapping of the waves against the hulls of the ships, must have been deafening.
And then the trap was sprung.
The cloths were dropped, revealing the hidden Yuan soldiers, armed and ready for battle. They swarmed onto the Song ships, taking them by complete surprise.
The Song, caught off guard, and with their movements restricted by the chained ships, were unable to mount an effective defense. Their ships, once symbols of strength and unity, became floating prisons, offering little protection against the ferocity of the Yuan assault.
The Yuan, with their superior numbers, fresh troops, and the element of surprise on their side, quickly gained the upper hand. The Battle of Yamen descended into a chaotic melee of clashing swords, raining arrows, and desperate hand-to-hand combat.
Zhang Shiji, witnessing the unfolding disaster and realizing the battle was lost, made a desperate attempt to save the young emperor. He ordered a small contingent of ships, including the emperor's vessel, to be cut free from the main fleet in a daring attempt to break through the Yuan encirclement.
It was a desperate gamble, a faint glimmer of hope in the face of overwhelming odds, but for the vast majority of the Song forces, there was no escape.
The Yuan onslaught continued relentlessly, pushing deeper into the heart of the crippled Song fleet. They eventually reached the emperor's ship, cutting down any who dared to stand in their path.
A scene of utter chaos and carnage. The once proud Song fleet, now shattered and burning, was on the verge of total annihilation.
Lu Shufu, the Song prime minister, recognizing the inevitability of defeat and determined to protect the young emperor from capture, made a heart-wrenching decision. He took the 7-year-old Zhao Bing in his arms and leapt from the deck of the imperial vessel into the churning sea below.
It was an act of ultimate sacrifice, a final act of defiance against the conquering Yuan. They chose death over surrender, their bodies swallowed by the waves, becoming a poignant symbol of the Song dynasty's tragic end.
Many other Song officials and concubines, seeing the emperor's fate, followed Lu Jifu into the depths, preferring death to the humiliation of capture.
The Battle of Yamen effectively ended with this final symbolic act of despair. The Song dynasty, once a beacon of culture, innovation, and economic power, was extinguished.
The aftermath of the battle was grim. The sea was littered with thousands of corpses, a gruesome testament to the battle's ferocity. The stench of death lingered in the air for days as the Yuan consolidated their victory and began the task of establishing their rule over all of China.
The Mongol conquest of China, culminating in the Battle of Yamen, ushered in a new era, one marked by profound changes in Chinese society, culture, and politics. The Yuan dynasty, established by Kublai Khan, would rule China for nearly a century, leaving an indelible mark on the nation's history.
But the legacy of the Song dynasty, despite its defeat at Yamen, would continue to resonate in Chinese culture and memory. Their innovations in art, technology, and governance left a lasting impact, and their tragic end at Yamen served as a reminder of the cyclical nature of power and the fragility of empires.
The Battle of Yamen became a source of both sorrow and inspiration. It was mourned as the end of an era, a time of great cultural and economic achievement, but it also inspired tales of heroism, sacrifice, and unwavering loyalty.
Legends and stories about the battle proliferated, keeping the memory of the Song alive. Some recounted the desperate search for the body of the young emperor, Zhao Bing, hoping to give him a proper burial and perhaps even find a surviving heir to the Song throne.
Others speculated about the fate of Zhang Shiji, the brilliant Song general who vanished after the battle. Did he perish in the final hours of the conflict? Or did he somehow manage to escape, living on to continue the fight against the Yuan?
The Battle of Yamen, although a decisive defeat for the Song dynasty, continued to capture the imagination of the Chinese people. Memorials and temples were erected to honor the fallen Song, keeping their memory alive and serving as a reminder of their valiant last stand.
Even a simple soup dish, known as patriotic soup, was created by the Teochew people to commemorate the lost dynasty. This dish, made with ingredients said to represent the tears shed for the fallen Song, became a symbol of their enduring legacy.
The Battle of Yamen serves as a potent reminder of the enduring power of the past to shape our understanding of the present. It's a story of courage, sacrifice, and the tragic consequences of defeat. But it also highlights the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring legacy of even fallen empires.
The Song dynasty may have been vanquished at Yamen, but their impact on Chinese culture, art, and technology would continue to be felt for centuries to come. Their story serves as a testament to the enduring power of ideas and innovation, even in the face of overwhelming odds.
The Battle of Yamen is a reminder that history is not merely a collection of dates and events, but a complex tapestry woven from the threads of human ambition, conflict, and resilience. It invites us to consider the choices made by individuals, the forces that shape the course of nations, and the enduring legacies that continue to resonate long after the echoes of battle have faded. So, the Mongol conquest of China had profound and lasting consequences. The Yuan dynasty, while relatively short lived, brought about significant changes to Chinese society, culture, and governance.
Yeah, one of the most notable impacts was the introduction of new administrative systems and policies. Kublai Khan, recognizing the vastness and complexity of the Chinese Empire, implemented a centralized system of administration, drawing upon both Mongol and Chinese bureaucratic traditions.
This new administrative structure aimed to streamline governance, improve efficiency, and consolidate Yuan control over the vast territories they had conquered.
Right, the Yuan dynasty also oversaw a period of increased cultural exchange between China and other parts of the Mongol Empire, which stretched from East Asia to Eastern Europe.
This exchange of ideas, goods, and people had a significant impact on Chinese art, literature, and technology. For example, the introduction of new artistic styles and techniques from Central Asia and Persia influenced Chinese painting and ceramics.
And the Yuan dynasty also played a crucial role in facilitating trade along the Silk Road, which connected China to the West. This led to a flourishing of commerce and the exchange of goods and ideas between East and West.
However, the Yuan dynasty's rule was not without its challenges. Despite Kublai Khan's efforts to integrate Mongol rule with existing Chinese institutions, there was significant resistance from various factions within Chinese society.
Many Chinese resented foreign rule and saw the Yuan as usurpers. This led to uprisings and rebellions, particularly in the later years of the dynasty, as the Yuan faced economic difficulties and internal divisions.
Ultimately, the Yuan dynasty was overthrown in 1368 by a Han Chinese rebel leader who established the Ming dynasty.
Yeah, the Ming dynasty marked a return to native Chinese rule and a period of cultural and political revival. However, the Mongol conquest and the Yuan dynasty left an indelible mark on Chinese history.
So, the Battle of Yamen, while a pivotal moment in the fall of the Song dynasty, also serves as a valuable lesson in military strategy and the importance of adapting to changing circumstances.
Right, Zhang Shiji's decision to chain his ships together, while understandable given the circumstances, ultimately limited his fleet's maneuverability and played into the hands of the more cunning Yuan commander, Zang Hong Fan.
The Battle of Yamen also highlights the psychological dimension of warfare. Zhang Hongfen's use of deceptive tactics, such as playing festive music to lull the song into a false sense of security, demonstrates the importance of psychological warfare in achieving victory.
So as we conclude this deep dive into the Battle of Yamen, it's essential to reflect on the broader historical context and the enduring legacies of this event. The fall of the Song dynasty and the Mongol conquest of China had a profound impact on the course of Chinese history, shaping its political, cultural, and social landscape for centuries to come.
The Battle of Yamen also serves as a reminder of the cyclical nature of power, the fragility of empires, and the importance of leadership, strategy, and resilience in the face of adversity.
Thank you for joining us on this exploration of a pivotal moment in Chinese history. We invite you to share your thoughts and comments and to follow us for future episodes in this series dedicated to exploring the fascinating world of medieval Asia.